going to show you how to download this OBS software. We're doing it on a Mac. So first thing is you go to the website and then you click on the Mac link and it'll download. Depending on what your computer is set for downloads, it'll either go into a little downloads folder down here. It might show up on your desktop. But then once it's downloaded, you just open it up and it will check it. It might ask you if it's okay to open the file. You can click yes. And then once it loads up, you want to drag it into your application folder, which you might have to put in a password, depending how your computer's set up. Okay, so now it's loading it into the application folder. If we open the application folder, you'll see it in here. Double click. It should open the software. Here we go. So it says an application downloaded from the internet. Are you sure? This is where you click open. Now if it doesn't say that, it doesn't give you the option, your other option to do is if you right click on this and then click open, then it should ask you if you want to open it again, and it should work. Okay, so when you open it up for the first time, it'll show you this blank screen. It might have some things popping up here like it hears me. It may also ask if you want to run through kind of like an auto setup, which is a great idea. I'm going to show you how to manually set up everything just in case something happens. So basically this is your inputs, which is your sources. So what we want is, we obviously want to have audio, which it sounds like it's working right now because you can see it going up and down. We also want some video. So there's a lot of options in here. So first up, audio input capture, audio output capture, a lot of different things. You can record from your browser. You can record your whole display. And then there's some other stuff in here. One of them is video capture device. All right, so let's click on that. And then it'll ask you if you want to name this. So I'm just going to say webcam. You don't have to do this. You can just click OK. And then if you go down here, it's going to ask, all right, what's your device? Okay, I have a USB camera. And then it'll ask for what presets do you want to use. So I'll just leave it the way it is. If you want a higher resolution or if you want to change it around, you can. So here we go. It looks like my computer's lagging a little bit because I'm doing a screen capture on top of using this software. And there we go. That looks a little bit better, and I can wave, and everything's great. Oh, there is a delay. Okay. Anyway, let's say we want to actually record your computer screen. So what I would do is I'd go to either window capture if you want to just do like inside of Chrome or inside of Safari. But I like to do display capture because then it'll do the whole screen. So this will be one of our monitors. And there you go. It looks ridiculous. I'm going to switch. I have two monitors, so I'm going to switch this to another monitor. So if you have it on another monitor, you'll see what it'll show up as. But again, that original monitor, it's because this software is running in there. Now you notice I disappeared, but I'm still there. If you right click, you can change the order, and that'll move me up. So now you can see me. All right. And if you were actually teaching something, you could, you would be showing this here, and then you'd be in the upper corner doing your thing. All right. So anyway, let's go into some other settings. There's two options for this. One, streaming, which is using like YouTube Live. I don't really recommend it because it's kind of complicated, but feel free to give it a try. Or you can do start recording. This would record whatever you're doing on your computer. But you need to do a couple. Well, you should change some settings. So I'm going to go into settings, and there's a lot of options in here. So it'll look overwhelming, but you kind of if you just read through everything, it's not too bad. There's only a couple things you really want to look at. One is output. So this is kind of like, all right, how are you going to output your video? So if you go to recording, there's some options in here. I have it set to advanced. If it says simple, you may want to switch it over to advanced, just because there's a couple things I noticed that I had some issues with. But it might give you everything that you need in simple. So here's recording. If you change this to MOV, the reason you want it to be in the MOV format is just in case you want to use iTunes to edit your video. Now again, this is getting kind of complicated. But you can just set this up, and then you can import this video into iMovie, and then you can edit whatever if you make some mistakes or whatever. Another thing that's interesting is where it's actually recording your video to. So this is important because you want to know where the files are actually going. All right. And in advanced, I guess it gives you very similar things in there as well. Like I have now, it's in MOV format, which is what we want. If you want to change some things with the audio and whatnot, you can change that. So that looks pretty good. The only other thing I would check out is video, and I would definitely have this on the highest resolution that you can for your computer, especially if you're showing anything with text. You want it to be the highest resolution, or it'll look grainy, and then if you're really showing them how to do something, they might not be able to see it clearly if it's not a high resolution. All right, it will make the video files large, but again, once you upload it to YouTube, you can delete the original file, and then everything should be fine. All right, so let's actually record something. So I'm going to click Start Recording, and then what's going to happen is now it's recording this. So this is kind of why you'd want to be able to open this in iMovie so that you can kind of go through it. All right, so we're recording right now. So let me show you what this is going to look like. So let's say I was doing a demonstration on this website here. And so I'm showing whatever, I'm doing it. Okay, my demonstration's over, right? So now I'm going to go back to that OBS software. Okay, so I'm going back to the software. I'm going to click Stop Recording. All right, so it says stopping recording. Oop. And then it's going to save this file to my computer. So let's go find it. It said it was saving it to movies. And then this should be the file. All right. So I'm going to close this software real quick because it's using up a lot of my computer's resources. Okay. And then let's open up this video. And then this video should be... And then what's going to happen is now it's recording this. So this is kind of why you want to be able to open this in iMovie so that you can kind of go through it. All right, so we're recording right now. So let me show you what this is going to look like. So let's say I was doing a demonstration on this website here. And so I'm showing whatever, I'm doing it. Okay, the big thing to notice here is now you can see my face in the upper right-hand corner, upper left-hand corner. You saw how laggy it was. It's because, again, I'm recording twice. I'm recording a screen recording and recording the software. It usually does work pretty well in there. All right, so that's pretty much how to use OBS, which again is pretty complicated. I'd recommend you just using the other, the simpler things and not having your face in there. But you know that there's a lot of YouTube videos out there where they do show the person. You do get more interaction. You kind of get better feedback from the kids. Like they'll be more interested if they can see you. It is just a little bit more complicated.